Hello everybody, how are you doing? I am here to show you how to use Google Classroom. It's going to be a really quick tutorial, and I hope that you can use it in this online learning experience that we're having as a nation. So here we go. Right now you can see the dashboard. I have one class already made. If you didn't have any classes made yet, then you would see nothing but a white page. To make your first class, you're going to come right up here to the plus sign. Click on the plus. Then you're going to click Create a Class. Now, you have to name your class. You can name it whatever you want. Period 1, Period 2. Let's try Demo Class. The other 3 sections or parts are just if you want to fill them in, they're not required, but you do have to have a class name. So from there, you click Create. All right, so this is what a class looks like when it's open, brand new, no students or anything. One thing I'm going to do to make this demonstration a little bit easier is I'm going to go back to my classes, and I'm going to go to my demo class because I have a student in here. So when I show you the different features, I'll be able to assign it to somebody. All right, we're going to start in the stream. You can see where you're at from these 4 menu items at the top. Wherever the little underline is what screen you are on. The stream is mainly for where students will see things like announcements, or if you assign an assignment, it will pop up here as well. Over here where it says upcoming, this is what you will see and the students will see that is coming up due soon. If you click on the view all, obviously you can see all of the work that's coming up. The nice thing about Google Classroom is it kind of tells you what you can do. So if you look under communicate with your class here, you can create and schedule announcements, and you can respond to student posts. There's not a lot more you can do on this screen. One other thing before we go to the next screen though is the class code. If your school district doesn't automatically load your students into Google Classroom, you can show them the code and they can enter it into a device themselves. So if you click on the little square here, it displays it nice and big so it's easy for the students to see. And then, before we get off this page, if you want to select a theme, see how it has the ping pong stuff here? Well, you can select a different picture to put here as the theme, and you can also upload a photo of yourself for the students to see. Pretty easy. So I'm going to go over here to grades and then to people, and then I'll go to classwork because the classwork is going to be where you're spending most of your time, and right now these don't have very much on them. So, and you can see the demo class has under the grades tab has nothing in here because I don't have an assignment assigned yet. But once I assign an assignment and the students start to turn them in, then you'll start seeing a gradebook-like grid here. Under the people, you're going to see the teachers in the class and the students. So if you want to add a teacher, you would click right here. You would email or type in the name of the teacher. If they're in your same district, then probably just typing in their name would make their email pop up. And most of the time you won't be able to invite teachers from other districts. Now, what I really like to use this feature for is with my special ed teachers. I make sure to invite them to join the class because they can help me with the special ed students in my class. They can help me differentiate the learning for them. It's a really great tool. I've had a lot of success with that in my schools, and I think you could too. And it puts, it really lets the communication happen better between the physical education teacher and the special ed department. As far as students go, when you have students in your class, you'll see your whole roster right here. And also, whenever you have students enter your classroom, which I'll show you in just a second. I thought I had a student in this classroom, but I didn't, but I'll get a student here in a minute. You'll see a place right in the middle where you can invite parents and guardians to join the class. And so when you post something, they will be able to see that post, whether it's an announcement or something for an announcement or an assignment. And then the classwork tab is where I want to spend most of the time. Okay, so here we are in the classwork tab. But before we get to classwork, I want to go back to people really fast. I was able to get a student for you so you can see what it looks like. Let's go to people. And here you will see the list of students. I had my wife enter as a student because we're in the same district. You can see it says you can email all the guardians right here. And then I've entered myself as her guardian. So it's pretty simple setup, and it's pretty easy to email through this as well. So back to classwork. Again, this is where you are going to spend most of your time creating assignments and questions, using topics to organize classwork into modules or units, and you're going to order the work the way you want students to see it. So the very first thing you should do is click on the Create button, and then you're going to go all the way to the bottom and you're going to make topics. So I'm going to make 2 topics so you can see what it looks like. You type in your topic, then you click Add. Let's create another topic. Click Add. Now the reason you want to make topics is because you want to be able to organize for your students. If you don't make topics and then assign each assignment a topic, then it's going to be very hard for your students to find what you want them to do, because there's going to be a long list of items for them to go through. Of course, at the beginning there's only going to be a couple of items, but as you add more, then there will be too many for them to filter through. You can see over here on the side that a list of the topics popped up over here. So if you're in an Invasion Games unit, they can just click on Invasion Games and go to everything for Invasion Games. If you're in a personal fitness unit, same thing. Or if they click on all topics, they can see everything all at once. Okay, so far so good, I hope. So that's creating topics. Next, we're going to talk about creating an assignment. An assignment is just your typical, like your electronic worksheet, for lack of a better word right now. But the way this works is you put in a title, and then if you want to, you can put in instructions right here. Then you can add a file, either from Google Drive, a link to a website, a file from your computer, or a YouTube video. Let's add something from Google Drive first. Now, this is what I really like about using Google Docs inside of Google Classroom. Is you have this option box right here. You see, naturally it just comes up, students can view file. But if you click on the little down triangle, you're going to get more options. You can click students can edit file. If you do that, then all of the students in your class can work together on the same document. But what I really like is this option right here, make a copy for each student. That's your virtual copy machine right there. You don't have to go stand in line at the copy machine, or if it runs out of ink, waste your time trying to figure out how to change the ink. It's done for you automatically. Each student will get a copy of this and will be able to edit it and turn it in. And over here on the right side we have a column, and right here you can see that you can assign it to all the students, or if I had more than one student, you would be able to select each student that you would like to assign the assignment to. Now what's great about this is you have different types of students in your class. You have your English language learners, you have your gifted, you have your special needs, and for lack of a better word, you have your regular students, those who are just on target, on grade level. You can give them all the same content, just at different levels, and you can do that through this option right here, just by choosing who gets which assignment. You can see here that it's for the Demo 2 class. If I wanted to, I could assign it to all of my classes all at the same time. If you assign it to all of your classes at the same time, it turns off this assignment, who you want to assign it to. Everybody automatically gets the assignment. Then you can determine how many points you want your assignment to be worth, or if you want it to be ungraded. You can select your due date, and you can put in a time if you want to. And then you can choose your topic. And this is a very important part to remember. You have to choose your topic. If you don't choose a topic, then you won't be able, the kids won't be able to find it as well, because whenever they go to click on personal fitness, it won't show up there. Now, if you'd like to, you could also create a rubric. So you just click on rubric and create, reuse one that you've already made, or you can import one from Sheets. Right now I'm just going to create one. You're going to give it a title. I'm just going to put in here fitness plan. And this comes from my learning target that says I can create a personal fitness plan. You can write in a description if you'd like. And then here's where you're going to put in your points. So a 1, I would call that something like developing. Then I click on the plus. Then I would put in the point. And then that might be approaching. 3, that would be proficient. And then 4, I use a 4-point rubric in my classes, would be mastery. And then if you want to, you can put in the descriptions right down here, which I usually do, but for time's sake, I'll skip that for now. Then all you have to do is come up here and hit save. And there's, you can see a rubric was created. And whenever the students turn in their assignments digitally, then all you have to do is open up your rubric and click on the 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it will automatically put the grade in the gradebook for you. Now, one thing that we might not use too much right down here is the originality reports. If you're having your students write an essay, it might come in handy, because if you click to turn on the originality reports, what that does is it basically looks to see if your students have plagiarized or not. It will has a I'm not sure how it does it, to be real honest, but I know it checks for plagiarism for you, and so you can check that if you would like. And then once you've done everything that you need to do, you've attached your document or your video or your file, you've given it a title and all of the scoring options, all you have to do is click assign if you want to assign it right away. If you don't want to assign it right away, then you can also schedule it or save it as a draft. If you want to schedule it, you can only do one class at a time. Now that might sound like a drag, but I'll show you how to get around that a little bit in just a second. So, assign. All right, there we go. You can see in the personal fitness category or topic, the assignment is right there. If we go back to the stream, you can also see that the assignment is right there. Also, you can see that I typed in an assignment earlier and my student commented. So you can see how that works. So the stream shows announcements, student comments, and assignments. Let's go back to the classwork tab real quick. Click create. We're going to click question. We're going to skip quiz assignment for now, but question. And what I like about this is that you can have a class discussion. So let's type in a question real quick. So there's my question. Over here you can choose short answer or multiple choice. I choose short answer for this one because I want the students to answer my question and then respond to 2 of their classmates. There we go. Again, you can add something from Google Drive or a link or a file or a YouTube video. Something that you might think about doing is if you want to add a link to a website and have them read and then discuss what they've read, or an article that you have written for them, you can add that from Google Drive or a file. You can also click create and create whatever you'd like for them to have access to right here. You don't have to do that in Google Drive. I suggest doing all of your creating in Google Drive though, that way you can have it organized in Drive. It makes things easier to access later. Again, you're seeing what classes it's for, which students it's for, the points, the due date, and the topic. Let's make sure we put a topic in there so the students can find it easier. Students can reply to each other. Students can edit answers. You can mark whichever ones you want to do. And again, you can ask it right away, or you can schedule it. So let's just press ask. And there you go. You can see the question right here. If you go back to the stream, there's the question. All right, classwork. Create and question or quiz assignment. Okay, so from here you can use this blank quiz to create a quiz in a Google form. And you can also see here that if you have district assigned Chromebooks at your school district, you can turn on this locked mode, and whenever the students open up the Chromebooks and sign in, the whole screen will disappear except for the Google form, and they will not be able to access anything except for the quiz. Again, you'll need a title, health-related fitness. You would fill out the questions. It gives some optional instructions if you want to. You can import grading, so whenever the students click submit, it will automatically import the grades. It will grade the assessment and import them into the gradebook. On the right here, again, which classes are you assigning to, the students, the points, the due date, the topic. Always make sure to pick that topic. If you don't want it to grade automatically, you can create a rubric and grade it yourself. And then again, you can use the originality reports. And just like the others, you can assign it, schedule it, save a draft, or discard the draft. Let's assign. And there we go. You can see it's in personal fitness. All right. So a couple more things to go over and we're almost finished. Next is materials. Let's say, for instance, there's a article or something that or a website that you want your students to reference all the time, and you can just add it in as materials and never remove it. There you go. You just add your link just like that. You can choose a topic if you'd like to choose a topic. I probably wouldn't, since it's a materials section. But what I would do is I might create a new topic and call it materials, so the students can find the materials whenever they need to do that a little easier. Then you can click post. And see, there's materials, and there's my website right there, my students, my classroom website. We're still in the classwork area, and we have one thing left to look at. Say you created this awesome assignment and you'd like to use it again. If you just hit reuse assignment. All right, there we go. So if you have that awesome assignment that you want to reuse again, you would just select the class that it was in, and then you would pick the assignment that you want to have the student, or that you want to reuse, and click reuse. And it will come up as an assignment, and you can choose your topic to help organize it and do all of the grading stuff. If you need to add any instructions, anything else that you need to do that we've already talked about, and then click assign. That way you don't have to recreate something that you've already created. And that, my friends, is pretty much everything you need to know about Google Classroom. I hope that this was a real help to you, and that you will be able to use it. If you have any questions, please feel free to type me an email at ericdevault@gmail.com, and I'm more than happy to help you out. You can also just leave a comment in the comment section below. And hey, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up and make sure you share it with a colleague who might be interested. I'll see you all later.